Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13F3AM. It's the Tier 6 French SPG located on the south spawn of Steps. This one is under the command of Major Nuisance. Yes, and as some of you already know, Major Nuisance is one of my, it's one of my aliases. And yes, I decided to get some gameplay in. And in this game, I actually broke a lot of my own rules, but you'll see why later on during the battle. Okay, well, as you can see, straight off at the start, it's a standard battle, but I'm heading over to the west side of the map, and I'm going to hunt from behind this rock, instead of going into the usual positions. The Hummel's gone up to the usual spots, but I'm going to play from here and see what I can collect. Now, it's a 155mm howitzer. It's capable, as you can see, 630 alpha, 39mm of pen, and the tree went down, so I thought somebody's there, and 7.6 meters on the blast radius, and between 11 and 22 seconds stun. The tank that was there was the 7032 122, but he's actually not been affected by that shot. Now, I have a quick look over the other side of the battlefield, because we can see a Patriot over there. And he's rocking backwards and forwards on the spot, and I can see that's where he feels comfortable moving up to, and then he pulls back. So I've fully dialed in on that spot, waiting for him to move more forward, rounds out, and RNG is very, very unkind, and the shell falls short. Now, I should say, straight off the bat, that this particular AMX 13F3AM has absolutely no marks on it, because I've rarely played it. In fact, I think it's only about 30 battles or so in, and so it does have an ace, doesn't even have an ace tanker actually. Yep, no ace tanker yet on this Arty. Okay, we can see the enemies moving on the other side, so I quickly turn around, but I suddenly spot that there's a 703 and there's a Caro P88. Now, I can probably lob the shell over, even though the MX 13F3AM does have a very low trajectory. I decide to go for the Caro instead, because there's nothing obstructing the shot from reaching the target, whereas here the rock is blocking the path. So this is a very, very untested, the crew's still working up. They still haven't got all the skills, and there we go. We can see the Caro now and the 7032, and I reckon I can put a shell in there. I've marked the ground to tell my teammates that's where I'm firing, and yet again I get another short shot which actually hits the rock rather than the targets. So just as with the Patriot, I'm getting bad RNG. Now I see a Rudy. He's in the middle pass, or not the middle pass, but the gully that goes up the center, and I look at that and I thought, oh yes, I'll have that one. Because basically he's using the rock for cover, but he doesn't realise he's being spotted by an Arty. I get 269 hit points. I checked that one later. It actually landed directly underneath the Rudy and blew upwards through him. So it didn't actually hit the lower plate, but it was very close to hitting the lower plate. It actually landed it hit the tracks underneath him, and that's where it blew up. So yes, he took a big hit. And he's gone now, so I can't get a second shot on him. But look at all this action over on the far side, on the east side. Unfortunately, our guys are falling, and that Object 252 is not going to stand a full health turtle. I fired the round in after trying to dial in as much as I could, but I couldn't give him as much help as I wanted. And unfortunately, those guys have broken through. Now, we do have a lot of tanks over this side of the battlefield, and I think that Samur came over this side thinking he'd get some pickings, but unfortunately what he's done is weaken the other side of the battlefield, and now I'm expecting the enemy to come up that hill. I'm dialed in up there thinking and expecting that one of them's going to come up the rise, but instead the turtle goes around and I fired. That was a bit of a snapshot. Again, breaking my own rules. Shouldn't have done that. The turtle did take a big hit from the Hummel, at least, and the kill shot came from the Samur. But we can see that the Iron Army did break through, And I'm dialing in on him instead, hoping I can get a shot in. Now, blind shot, rounds out, direct hit. It was on target. And you can see here, he's now stunned and missing hit points. And in fact, he's taken another hit while he was stunned, so I got some stun assist off that one. I'm going to try another shot if I can, but it does take a little while to dial in, and he has gone. The standard reload for this Arty, 30.58 seconds. I've got 25.34. Now, he's still there, the wreck, but I'm turning around to deal with the KV2s, pushed around the corner. Okay, can I get a shot? Yes, I can. The 7032's come through first. Difficult shot here. I'm trying to let it dial in as much as I can. Rounds out. It didn't go straight. It went to the right and hit the rock instead. So I'm going to try and make the next shot count. Whilst, meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, the Patriot has come around the corner and he's spotting Al-Samur, and the enemy Arty are focusing on him. Enemy Arty in this game is an FV304 and an AMX 13F3, and I've just been spotted by Super Hellcat, who popped up out of nowhere. He must have come down the gully. So I'm hugging the rock just in case enemy Arty decides to pay a visit. But nothing yet. You've also noticed I haven't been moving that much during this battle, but I've been using the rock for cover. Rounds out. That's a direct hit. Hit his upper plate, actually. 271 hit points. He takes more damage whilst he's stunned, so I'm picking up more. Okay, so we're under pressure now. We're one tank down. We've got a Challenger, a Super Hellcat, KV2 and a 703 applying pressure to our guys in the immediate vicinity, and they're pulling back because they're not happy. In fact, the Borsig just goes down and he was taken out by the Super Hellcat, who's short distance away from me. I fire a shot in, trying to get the 703, and again, I hit the rock. The shell goes to the left rather than hit the target. So, now, I'm not loaded. I see the Super Hellcat. He got stunned by the Hummel, but he's trying to get away from the Govica. And I've lost sight of him. And I can't poke around the corner because if he sees me, he'll change course and come after me. Got no shot. I've also technically got no shot over there because I've got nobody to spot for me. So I need to change position, and radically. I need to move to the other side of the map, even though there's a Patriot over there. So I'm off to the races. This Arty can do 60 kilometers an hour, and I've just spotted an FV304, but he didn't spot me. So at least I managed to get a getaway. The Super Hellcat's pacing me. He's coming the other side, but he's gone down. The kill shot came from the Samur, and he's some distance away, but he must have seen him moving about on the other side of the ridgeline. Okay, you can see I've got the IKB nearby, and there's the Samur. The Govica's the nearest one to the enemy now. The Hummel's up in the rocks. There he is, or he's actually in the tree. I'm going to knock down a few trees just for a bit of cover and move into this one. I need that tree next to me just in case the Patriot comes back. He's gone up the other end of the rock, the map. And in fact, now the 703 killed our Govica. Now, can we see where the enemy's gone? There's the KV2. I'm not dialed in. He goes. I can see the FV304 moving about. He's using the platform, or that little rock, to make a shot. So I'm going to fire around in there. That might... Oh, he did take a shot. So maybe that might have affected him. Okay, 7032. I've marked the target. You notice how I do that? Put the T key on, saying that's what I'm attacking next. So now we've got the Patriot to the north and the FV304 to the west. There's one Arty that we don't have, and that's the AMX 13F3AM. We don't know where he is. Okay, so I'm expecting the Patriot to come into sight. Our guys have gone high. The IKV's up in the rocks. He'll be my eyes and ears. And the Hummel's down low to try and get any shots he can. Here comes the Patriot. And I wasn't fully dialed in, but I was expecting him to get closer. First shot. RNG was really cruel, and the shell shot over the top of the Patriot, even though it was, well, fairly well dialed in. I'm reloading as fast as I can. I know that Patriot could do a lot of damage. Our guys are trying to put rounds into him. Lining up the shot. I'm expecting to get loaded just in time. Ready? Loaded. That shell went right through the side of his turret and nuked him. But unfortunately now it's Arty, two Artys versus an Arty and a tank destroyer. We lost the Hummel who got taken out. So now let's see if I can. I'm right up against the edge of the map and I didn't realise it because of course I don't use the map guards to make it look bigger. Okay, so I can see the AMX 13 F3AM. I'm expecting him to knock that tree down to give him a bit of cover. So as soon as he does, shell goes in. That will be his welcome call. That should have done some damage at the very least. Now I'm going to move and go with the IKV. Now I had thought that what I could do is let the IKV spot them and then I can take out the AMX. But then I was thinking to myself, maybe I've overthought this. Maybe we just need to get somebody up the other end into the cap. Because if both enemy Artys are down here, then they're trying to get the cap. And he's a lot closer than I thought. He managed to go around the back. Okay, I can't get a shot on him at the moment. But if he comes to that gap, I certainly will nail him. Can't get a shot there. Can get a shot there. One shot into the side. He's gone. He did spot me. And I'm expecting the FB304 to respond. And I'm off to the races. Yes, he did. And I did get stunned, but only for a short time. Okay, so now it's 2 versus 1. And I think the IKV is well impressed at this point. And I was intending to go to the enemy cap area and start capping. But then he finds the FB304. I looked to sighting-wise and I can't see him. So I'm going to have to go shotgun. I'm going to have to go Rambo with him, try and preserve this IKV if I can. If I can't, then I will get the kill shot, the coup de grace on the FB304. Ram him if I have to. I've still got 300 hit points. He's only got, well, 234. So I'm going to auto-aim onto him the moment I spot him and then go in for the ram and then shotgun him at close range with a 155. Here we go. And that's the game. And the IKV liked that. But I did a naughty thing because I did suffer damage from that shot. Well, a few days ago, I told someone, in fact, it was Rollin 5 in his Lorraine 15551, don't ram a vehicle and then shoot because you get caught within the blast radius. And then you're more likely to die as well, and then you end up with a draw. I knew this one wouldn't end up in the draw because the IKV was still alive. And even if I did die in the process, the IKV would finish him off for sure. But I decided to just go Rambo and ram the guy and then put the shell right into him at close range. And once I went over that rise, I couldn't stop myself, and I hit him as hard as I could. Got the ram in, then shotgunned at close, and it did provide us the win. That was a first-class tanker, and it was the first-class tanker I've had on that Arty on that map. In this under that username, Major Nuisance. It's also was a counter battery fire medal because when I took out that FB304, it was the second Arty and so I killed both enemy Artys in the game, got a counter battery fire. I got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 7, and my win rate in the game 3,219, which is super income standard. Let's have a look at team scores and see where I was. Well, I didn't get a whole lot of damage because I got some really awful shots. RNG wasn't kind to me during that game. I should have got a lot more kills, especially getting shots on that Patriot, which fell short, and even the other shots which went nowhere near the targets. So I'm very, very disappointed that the RNG is still playing with me, but at least I got the win out of the game. 1,437 hit points. The highest damage in the game actually went to the Turtle. That was one of the tanks that I did fire at, and it fell short. And he got 3,091 hit points of damage. Second highest damage, the Samur with 2,563. Third highest was the IKV, who did stay alive. He got 2,101 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, yep, I shared the second place spot because the Turtle got 4 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the Samur, the IKV, and myself, and 2 kills went to our Object 252U, the 7032, and the KV2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was the IKV who came out on top. He was the only one to get over 1,000 base in the game. He got 1,129 base experience points. 946 went to the Samur, who did an excellent job. Unfortunately, he got taken out by the Patriot. And then I got 923 in third place. The Hummel, by the way, he got a Confederate and 1,277. So he was no slouch. He did get a fair bit of damage on the enemy. You can see that he got 12 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 10 splash, and of course that Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. It was a 7-0, so he did work hard in that game. So let's have a look at details. 18 shots fired. Yeah, it was a lot. 6 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot, which has to be the Burt. It couldn't have been anyone else, so we'll just check that for clarity. Actually, it wasn't. How would you believe that? The Burt, even though I stuck my 155mm barrel inside his vehicle before I actually fired, it was actually the AMX 13F3. I hit him on the side of the vehicle, right on the side, on the quarter, you might say, and it just went straight through, apparently. So yes, that AMX 13 hull wasn't strong enough to take out or stop a 155mm round. I checked the battle hits afterwards to see exactly where the shells actually went in. Okay, I also got 12 splashes, 1,437 hit points of damage, of which 887 were at more than 300 meters. I spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 662 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a free-to-play account, I actually made 24,286 credits from that game, and I also got 2,307 experience points out of it as well. But yes, I broke my own rules. I got too close to a vehicle when I shotgunned them, so I got splashed. I lost 150 hit points from that splash onto myself. And although I was full health, I was reasonably certain, even if I detonated my shell directly inside him, it wouldn't kill me. It would more than likely just splash me. And that even if it did, the IKV would do the necessary and win the game for us. But yes, I think actually you can see Arty going very, very aggressive can actually have the right result in a battle. And you can see that towards the end, in fact, I thought that I was actually going to get a Reaper medal out of that one, because I did take out consecutive enemies with consecutive shots. But in actual fact, no, because I did fire a round at the AMX 13 F3 whilst he was, when he knocked the tree down. And so that was the shell that missed in between the one that I fired at the Patriot and then the one I used to kill the AMX and then the FP304 afterwards. So that's why there was no Reaper, but I thought I would get one at the time. So there you go. I've been in business. And today I actually heard somebody on Steve Wolf's channel, Honest Gaming, while he was streaming, doing a tirade of hate against Arty. If he'd seen this battle, I don't think he'd be so keen to attack Arty, because after all, I won the battle for the team. The IKV was the one who actually did the best out of the still alive players. But I got the final kills in that game to actually make it happen. And that's why the IKV was so grateful, because of course he realized that he was very low on hit points. And if that FP304 had managed to get another shotgun on him, he might have been out of the game as well. But he actually had a partner in the battle who came to his rescue and did the necessary to win the game. And it does help if an Arty player does get support from his teammates. And I did get support from the IKV right at the end when he said thank you, because of course he recognized that without that Arty, he might have been dead. But with me, he's definitely alive. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.